Hi friends, welcome to Guru Maths Theory Lectures. Problems we have already covered in this app. Download this app and get all these problems, difficult and simple ones. They are useful for CBSE, ICSE and various state boards within India and outside India as well. In this video we will be focusing only on theory. So let's start statistics. In this chapter we will be focusing only on three major aspects or statistic tools, and these are mean, median and mode. Remember, mean, median and mode, these are very useful for you throughout your life. You go in any field, commerce, science, engineering, medical, anywhere. Mean, median, mode is always useful for you, and you have to by heart these three and the methods for finding them. These are very much useful. Let's start. What is the mean? Mean means average. Now average means what? Suppose if I tell you what is the average of 1, 2 and 3. So what will you do? 1 plus 2 plus 3, the whole upon 3. Right? Suppose if I ask you what is the average of 5, 10 and 15. So what will you do? 5 plus 10 plus 15, the whole upon 3. Right? Means what are you doing? You are adding the numbers and dividing by number of elements. Right? So that's the mean. So mean means what? x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus xn, the whole upon n. So you can write this as 1 upon n into summation x. See this, x1 plus x2 blah 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 up to xn is summation x. Okay. So x bar equals to mean equals to what? Summation x upon n. Right. Then mean of grouped data. Now this is something difficult, means now we are moving to the difficult tasks. You don't have ungrouped data over here, because ungrouped there's no, it's very simple, just add them and divide this. This is basically ungrouped. See this, ungrouped. So nothing to worry about this. Now grouped is something difficult. In this what we do, the mean of grouped data can be found out by following three methods. Okay. Now what are the three methods? Direct mean, assumed mean and step deviation. Direct, assumed and step. Okay, what is direct mean? Direct mean is very easy. X bar equals to summation fi xi upon summation fi. Now what is fi? See this, x is a element and f is a frequency. Okay, I'll show you. See this, for example, the absentee record of 40 students of a class for a whole term is given as below. See, these are the intervals. Number of days means how many are absent first, 0 to 6, 6 to 10. These are called as intervals. Now this is what number of students, means how many students are absent. So these are called as frequency. See here, frequency should always be such that you should be able to count heads. Right? This is a class. You can't count between this, but you can count. These are 11 students, means you can separate 1, 2, 3, 4, 11. Make them separate. So that is always a frequency. Now what is x then? We have told fi xi. So x means what? The center of this, mean of this. 0 to 6, center is 3. 6 to 10, average is 8. 10 to 14, average is 12. Okay. Now you got fi and xi. Now we can move on for formulae. What did we say? fi xi means fi into xi. 11 into 3, 33. Similarly 10 into 8, 80. Add all them. And the formula is what? fi xi upon fi. Summation. This is summation. Summation means total of these plus total of this answer. So now it's easy. 499 is the total of this and 40 is the total of this. So it's 12.48. This way we can find out for group data using this direct mean method. Okay. Now second is here, frequency of a class is centered at the midpoint. Just now we saw it, average. Now second is assumed mean method. See here, this method is same as direct mean. Only what we do, we add some constant. Now what is that constant? See, this constant is known as a, that is known as assumed mean. We add some assumed mean and then use the direct mean method. Okay, means what? See this, in this arbitrary mean a is chosen, which is called assumed mean, somewhere in the middle of all the values of x. Means in middle of all the values of x means what? See, in the above example again, if you have to use the assumed mean method, then what will you do? See here, this is x, right? So what will we do? We'll take some assumed mean, some arbitrary constant somewhere in the middle. So 339, what is there in the middle? 17. You will assume A as 17. This way assumed mean method is taken. So we'll study it again with one more example. See this example. X and F. Here X is directly given. No, what that we call it, interval is given. Directly X is given. So what will be the assumed mean over here? Somewhere in the middle. Middle means roughly 18. So he has taken 18. You can take 16 also, or 17.5 also. Anything you can take. Somewhere in the middle. Okay. Then assume A and move on. So next remaining things are same. So what we do is summation fx you find out. So A x bar equals to A plus summation fx upon n. Or you can write it over here like this also, A plus this same summation fi xi upon summation fi. D means somewhere x also we call it. So see this, what we get is x bar equals to A means assumed in 18 plus summation fx. Fx if you count, what will you get? See this, x bar is what? X is over here, 12 all given. So x is over here, x capital X minus A means assumed mean. So what you get is small x, we have to find out the small x. F into x we have to do, fi xi. This is not capital X. This is a capital X which is given. We have to find a small x over here. So how to find a small x? It is capital X, whatever is given, minus the assumed mean. Now if the assumed mean is exactly between the two, then what will happen here? Over here 18, it's exactly between the two. So what happens? 12 minus 18 minus 6, 14 minus 18 minus 4, and numbers are almost the same, means the difference is same. So what happens? Here you get plus 6. 24 minus 18 plus 6, then plus 4, here minus. If you add all these, you get 0. So fx, now fi xi we want this one. So it becomes what? 6 into minus 6, 36. Similarly others. And if you total them, you get 0. You need not even do this. You can directly check this. If you total this, it's 0. So summation fx equals to 0. Now if this is 0, then numerator is 0. So a x bar equals to A only, 18. So this is the method of assumed mean. Remember, the important part is di over here, means I called it xi over here. Some books called it di, some books call it xi. So remember how to find this. This di or xi is always found out by what is given to you, x minus the assumed mean, and then you multiply. This is very important. The next is step deviation method. Now this step deviation method is a bit difficult method, but let's see. Here I'll show you. First see this formula. X bar equals to, means this mean equals to A is again assumed mean plus fi ui summation upon summation fi into h. Now what is all this? We'll just see. Okay. Actually everything has been done in problems. Means when you download this app and get these problems, now you will get everything. But I'll just give you one example over here for you to understand. See, with this example you will understand. Number of mangoes, this interval is given 50 to 52, 53 to 50, blah blah blah. Number of boxes, now this is frequency because you can count the number of boxes, right? So this is frequency. Now these two you have got, remaining we can find out. This xi means what? This average of this 50, 52, right? Then 53, 54 average, right? Okay. Now what is this A? Assumed mean. What is this assumed mean? Center of these. Okay. What is the center of these? 57. So A becomes 57. Okay. Got it. Now what is UI? UI means what? This xi, whatever xi you get, 51 minus A means this 57 upon h. H means the height of this interval. Now what is the height of this interval? 50 to 52. Then you will definitely minus it and you will say 2, but it's not 2. 2 plus 1. Why plus 1? Either you have to count 50 or you have to count 52. Anyone. But count 1 only. So it becomes 2 plus 1. Similarly over here, h is always constant. Okay. So what you get now? UI equals to 51 minus 57 upon 3, 54 minus 57 upon 3, 57 minus 57 upon 3, 0. 60 minus 57 upon 3 and 63 minus 57 upon 3. So you add this. Even if you add this, it's okay, you will get the answer as 0 only. Or what you do is, as given in the formula, you do FI UI, right? So FI UI means what? 15 into minus 2, then this blah blah blah, you add it and you get the answer over here. Now see, the answer is not 0 over here. Why? Because the frequencies are different. If the frequencies are same, only then the answer will be 0, right? So FI UI won't be 0 in this case. Okay. But you have to always see to it that UI should be 0. Only then your answer will be correct. Otherwise your answer can't be correct. Okay. So coming back, we get x bar equals to a plus this formula blah blah blah. Okay, done. Okay. Mean is done. Now we come to median. Now what is median? Median is a measure of central tendency. Now what is central tendency? See here, mean, mode, median, all are of central tendency. Means what? They tend to move towards one number. Means, see this, mean means what? What are we doing actually? We are getting one number x bar. We are getting one number x bar over here. Any method, you are getting only one number. So central means what? You are moving towards one number. Similarly, median will also do the same thing. It will median. See this, some formula and you get median. Means what? You are moving towards one number. What is mode? You are again moving towards one number. Anything which move towards one number is known as a central tendency. Okay. So now move on. So is a measure of central tendency which gives the value of middlemost observation in the data. Middlemost observation. Here you might have studied it in your earlier standards how to find out the median of simple distribution given. Here 1, 3, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 6 is the median. Means how did you get it? Arrange them in ascending or descending order and then find out the central number. Similarly over here, see this. See here, if the numbers are 3 plus 3, 6 plus 1, 7 odd, then you can get the central number. But if the numbers are even, means here 4 plus 4, 8 numbers, then you don't get one number. What you do is arrange them in ascending or descending, then take central two numbers and find the average of them. 4 plus 5 upon 2, 4.5. Okay. This is for normal, simple things. Now we are moving towards difficult medians. Now we find out median of ungrouped and grouped. Okay. If ungrouped means what? Median, this is what we have studied just now. This example which we gave is of ungrouped. Median equals to n plus 1th observation. If n is even, then n upon 2th plus n upon 2 plus 1. Right? That one we saw just now. So that is ungrouped. Ungrouped is always easy. Grouped is difficult. See here, you remember, first arrange the observations in ascending or descending. This is what we told. Okay. So grouped is difficult. Grouped means this formula. Median equals to L plus n upon 2 minus CF upon F into H. Now what is grouped and ungrouped? In simple layman's language, means anyone where the frequency is given and interval is given, that is grouped. Where the interval is not given and directly that x we get, then that is ungrouped. Simple, right? So now again use the same formula. L plus n upon 2 minus CF, the whole upon F into H. Now what is CF? What is F? See this. L is a lower median, lower limit. N is what? Number of observations. F is frequency of the median, means that x bar we minus some a we take it, whatever it is. So F is which we can count basically, heads, right? CF is what? Cumulative frequency of the preceding class, and H is class size. This formula is very important and you have to remember it. Now remember these terms carefully. We'll see this in the example. CF cumulative frequency, F is frequency, H is height, L is the lower limit, and N is the total count, number of observations. See this, group data, because there are classes. Okay. So 0 to 10, 10 to 20. Okay. Now what we want? F frequency is what? 2. That is also given always. This is, you don't have to find out. So next is you have to find out cumulative frequency, CF. Cumulative means what? Addition. See here, 2 becomes 2. Now here it becomes 9. Means what? 7 plus the earlier one, 2. So 7 plus 2, 9. Here it becomes 24. 15 plus the earlier one. Cumulative means addition of all these. Right? So all these means basically you are adding this and the earlier this top number. So 34 means 10 plus 24. That's why you get cumulative as 50 over here. Now what? When you have to find out the median, then cumulative frequencies of each class you have got it. Then which class is to be used? That we have seen in the examples, solved examples. H is the height, class size, as we have seen earlier, 20 minus 10 plus 1. Okay. We are only giving the formula over here. Problems we have already solved in this app. These are very difficult problems. Download this app and see all these problems so that you understand it better. Okay. Next. Representing cumulative frequency distribution graphically is cumulative frequency curve. Means you just add them and plot it. Means what? See this. Suppose if I plot this on a graph, so this will show some x-axis and y-axis, and this will be on the y-axis. So once I start plotting it, that will become a curve or an ogive of less than type or more than type. Now what is an ogive? See this. This is what we have plotted the cumulative frequencies. Okay. So sometimes it is higher, sometimes it's lower also. Both the things can happen. Huh? The less than and greater than ogives for the entrance, that's okay, entrance exam. Basically these are less than and greater than ogives. So ogive is a line graph where the bases are class boundaries. Bases are class boundaries. See this 0 to 10, 10 to 20, and the heights are less than CF for less than ogive, greater than CF for greater than ogive. You only remember this for your exam. Now don't go deep into this. It's not required at your level. So heights are less than CF. Heights are less than the cumulative frequency for less than ogive, and greater than CF for greater than ogive. Simply remember this. So that's less than and more than ogive. The median of a group data can be obtained graphically as x coordinate of a point of intersection of the two ogives of the data. Means what? See, these two ogives, when you plot less than and more than, both you have to plot, and the intersection point over here will be known as the median. Now mode. Again two things, ungrouped, grouped. Ungrouped, basically what is a mode? Anybody knows? The formula is the value of observations having maximum frequency in a grouped mode. Maximum frequency, that's mode. See, you'll understand it better through this example. This is ungrouped data, means there is no class interval. So 10, 20, blah 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 blah. What is the mode of this? Mode means maximum number of times which comes. So we write everything, each one individually, 10, 15, 20, blah blah blah. Okay, then how many times 10 comes? 1, 15 2 times, 20 4 times. So maximum is 20. So what is the mode? Maximum 20. This is for ungrouped, and this is a simple meaning of mode. So for grouped it is difficult. Group means again L plus F1 minus F0 the whole upon 2F1 minus F0 minus F2 into H. Now this formula you again have to remember. Two formulae are difficult. One is this and second is this median. Okay. Both you have to remember by heart. Okay, what is, it's the same thing now. L is the lower limit of the model class, F1 is the frequency of the model class which is required, F0 is the frequency of the class preceding. See this, F0 is behind, F1 is what is required, and F2 is next of the succeeding, and H is the height, that is always the same, and CF is a cumulative frequency. Okay, that's okay. So now mode can also be obtained using the thumb rule, 3 into median minus 2 into mean. This is a thumb rule, you don't get the exact answer. Okay. The problems for this mode as well as this median group data are solved in this app. So you can download this app, YuvaGuru Maths Olympiad app, from Play Store to get all these videos, video lectures, question banks with explanation, tests on your mobile. Now what does this what do these lectures contain? They contain theory as well as practical problems solved, difficult and easy ones. Okay, so these are useful for CBSE, ICSE and various state boards across India and outside India as well. You can get 500 plus questions with explanations and case studies on your PC. It's a separate paid version. Follow us on Facebook on this link. WhatsApp us on this number for any query related to purchases. Keep studying, keep watching. Thanks.